Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be another video for the series of the difference between a narcissist behaviour and our behaviour. As more often than not, once you begin to learn about the narcissist personality disorder and the things that you have been through and the ways that narcissistic people can behave, you start to doubt yourself some more and question yourself some more and wonder whether you are the narcissist. And although the behaviours can be very similar or the behaviours can be the same, it's all in the intentions behind the behaviour. This video is going to be about the difference between a narcissist playing the victim and you being the victim. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder to give you more information of the people you might have been dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. So when it comes to the victim mentality, most people have been a victim of something at some point in time within their life. And the difference is there is those who will play the victim so that they don't have to take any form of responsibility for their own behaviour. And then there is those who are the victim who take the blame for their behaviour and everybody else's behaviour, and often don't recognise while they're being exploited by a narcissist that they are a victim because they're too busy doubting and questioning themselves due to the narcissist's gaslighting and manipulation of them. However, being able to hold yourself accountable for your behaviour, being able to blame yourself, it can work against you in this kind of relationship because they use that quality within you against you. They get you to doubt yourself, they get you to blame yourself, they guilt trip you so you work harder to please them. However, being able to hold yourself accountable for your behaviour is what is one of the major differences between yourself and a narcissist. Being able to hold yourself accountable for other people's behaviour is a major difference between yourself and a narcissist, because a narcissist, anything that's going wrong within their lives, will always find somebody else to blame. They'll always find a scapegoat to blame. Anything that's going wrong in someone else's life, they'll always blame that somebody else. They will not accept any form of responsibility unless they can exploit somebody by doing so, which is usually one of those, I'm sorry if only you, I'm sorry but you, I'm sorry but they, I'm sorry if only you hadn't. They're still not taking any form of responsibility for their behaviour. They're still finding a way to pass the blame over. Narcissists play the victim to seek attention from others. They play the victim to smear your name. When they can no longer control you, they want to control how others see you. They want to control others' perceptions of the relationship so that they come across as perfect, who has never made a mistake in their life, and they come across the victim and they want to paint you out as the bad guy. Because the narcissist wants to avoid taking any form of responsibility for their own behaviour. They want others to feel sorry for them, and they want the sympathetic attention and support for the very things they've done to those around them. When it comes to a narcissist, they will always be the hero or the victim, yet they will never be the villain, even though they are the villain. They will go through many manipulative methods to take any form of attention, negative attention, away from themselves and pass the responsibility over to somebody else. Narcissists will pull you down to pick themselves back up. And when they do get caught out on their behaviour, they're going to come at you with things like, oh, I knew it would be my fault. Oh, you're always blaming me. Well, if you hadn't have done this, then I wouldn't have done that. They're always going to twist it so that you feel sorry for them, so that they can gain that sympathetic attention and so that people forgive them for their behaviour. A narcissist is going to set the environment. They're going to provoke you into reacting to them so that they can play the victim to your reactions. And because you are the victim, because you are the genuine victim, and because you hold yourself accountable for your behaviour, you're going to feel bad for your reactions, which play straight into the narcissist's hands as they exploit you and guilt trip you over your reactions. They shame you, they blame you, they criticise you, they judge you so that you're always on the defensive. The more emotionally defensive you get, the more easier it is to react to them, and the easier it is for the narcissist to use those normal reactions. They might not be healthy reactions, but they are normal reactions given the circumstances you are living in against you. You being the victim is because you have been the victim of a manipulative person that's wanted to exploit you, that lacks the empathy to care for how their behaviour has affected you, that feels entitled to treat you how they want to treat you, yet they are that self-entitled hypocrite where you are not allowed to treat them how they treat you. At some point, we have to stop taking responsibility for other people's behaviour. Yes, we have to be responsible for our own behaviour, and that's an excellent quality to have, but we have to pass responsibility back to the rightful owner for theirs. Not always recommended to a narcissist, as those with a lack of empathy you do have to be careful around, but within your own mind you can pass responsibility back to the rightful owner. You need to be careful when it comes to a narcissist playing the victim. When they tell these stories so much, when they play the role of the victim so often, it becomes their identity. They believe that they are the victim. They don't see their own wrongdoings. They don't learn from their own mistakes, and they don't grow. They don't develop. They don't get those deep meaning connections with other people because they're busy blaming other people. They're busy exploiting other people. It doesn't turn you into a narcissist being a victim. However, you need to make sure you don't get that victim mentality. You need to make sure you don't let that victim mentality become your identity, that you don't let that trauma become your identity. More often than not, that trauma does become people's identity. At that point, you have to face the fear of letting go of that identity of yourself, recognizing that that identity hurts you, that identity holds you back, so that you can release the trauma of your past and find your identity. Ask yourself, who am I? What are the things I enjoy doing? And stop taking responsibility for other people's treatment towards you. How people treat you says more about who they are as a person than it ever will you. And how you treat others says more about who you are as a person than it ever will them. You forgiving people for their mistakes shows that you're a forgiving person. Them making that same mistake again shows that they are somebody who's willing to exploit your forgiveness. You being kind to somebody shows that you are a kind, thoughtful person. Them taking from you and giving very little in return shows that they are an exploitative person. You being honest with someone shows that you respect them. Them lying to you shows that they don't respect you. They respect their need of you, so they will lie to you so they can further manipulate and exploit you. When it comes to the victim mentality, you and the narcissist are not the same. When you spend a lot of time around someone, you can feel like you're turning into that person, especially when you spend a lot of time around a negative person. They will bring your energy down. More often than not, when you meet them, they raise your energy up, which is what makes you attracted to them in the first place, not realizing that it is all a game to them. They're idolizing you to raise your energy up, to get you hooked, so they can bring you down, so they can feel better about themselves. Narcissists run around never genuinely admitting fault and always finding somebody else to blame. You go around taking responsibility for everything, even the things you don't need to be responsible for. There's nothing wrong with taking responsibility for your own behaviour. Just don't take responsibility for other people's behaviour. When it comes to finding your identity, to shift away from that relationship, you have got to start looking at the things you enjoy doing. What brings you that inner happiness? What makes you feel joy? What makes you feel proud of who you are as a person? What can you give to others? What do you enjoy giving? And give to the right people. Find your passion. Find the thing that's going to get you out of bed in the morning. And even when you find your passion, you can have hard days, you can have hard moments, you can have things where just nothing seems to be going right, and you might have to just leave that be. If it's bringing you down, leave that be and find something else to do. Just don't give up. If it's your passion, don't give up on it. Go back to it. Try a different approach. Try a different perception. Try a new route to achieve what you want to achieve for you. When it comes to a narcissist playing the victim and you being the victim, you are not the same people, because you can learn from your mistakes, you can grow from your mistakes, and you can achieve a happier life for yourself. Because they're busy running around blaming and shaming everybody else, they're not going to change who they are. They're not going to change how life is working out for them, because they're too busy blaming everybody else. Because you can look inwards, because you can look internally. Although you are never to blame for someone else's mistreatment of you, because you can recognise your behaviour, because you can recognise their behaviour. It's difficult to recognise their behaviour in the beginning because they're gaslighting you, but once you do recognise their behaviour, you can learn to distance yourself from the kinds of people who are going to bring you down, and start walking with the kinds of people who are going to raise you up as you would them. You can start walking with people who are kind as you are kind, who are honest as you are honest. And yes, we make mistakes along the way. The difference is finding those people who can admit to their mistakes and learn from their mistakes, as you do, and walk away from those people who cannot admit to their mistakes. Because they cannot admit to their mistakes, they're not going to learn from their mistakes, only how to further exploit others. So go out there and start doing the things that you enjoy doing. What do you enjoy? Keep asking yourself, what do I enjoy? Who am I? And then start finding those things, and don't expect to just be able to pick something up and do it straight away. Just like learning to play a musical instrument, any musical instrument, majority of people are not going to pick it up and just be able to play it within that day. They're going to have to learn, they're going to have to practice, trial and error. Mistakes will be made until they achieve. And even when they achieve, there's still going to be something new to learn. So find what you enjoy, because that will keep you going when it gets difficult. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there and create the day that you deserve. Go and find the hobbies that you enjoy. Go and read the books that you like. Go and find the positive, uplifting videos that are going to help you through life. Bye.